Welcome back, guys. Today the SQL Bootcamp Day 6, and now we are going to learn about the joins and views that is in the that is in the DBMS database management system. And now the joins SQL join statement is used to combine data or rows from two or more tables. It is based on a common field between them. The different types of joins are inner join, outer join, and the other kind of join that I'm going to add is the natural join. It is an important join. Natural join, yeah. So this is the types of joins. The inner join selects all the rows from both the tables as long as the condition satisfies. This will create the result query by combining all the rows from both the tables where the condition satisfies. That is the common field between them. The common field will be the same. So the syntax will be select table 1 dot column 1, table 1 dot column 2. This will be the syntax from the table names, and here that is the keyword, that is nothing but the inner join, as the word says, as the keyword says. On, we need to write a condition, table 1 dot matching column and table 2 dot matching column, and table 1 is first table 2 is the second table, and matching column is the common column to both the tables. Column is nothing but the attribute. Now I'm going to show you see here, this is the employee database that we have been using. This is the EMP table and this is the department table over here. So as you can see, I'm going to use the inner join and I'm going to write the query. Now as I've ran this before, this is the answer you'll get, or else I'll run this again. Select all from EMP inner join DEPT on, we need to write a condition here. The condition will be emp.dept number equal to dept.dept number. Okay, and this is how I'm going to write the query and run this. Yeah, this is the same result as that before that was possible. See, the problem here is one thing that you need to understand here. See, the department number column has been repeated again. This particular column has been repeated 30, 30, 10, 10, 20, 20. So this shouldn't be repeated for us. Why do we need the same columns twice? Now this is just a temporary relation. Now there will be no change in the entire database. This is just for a temporary relation to check the data. For example, the Blake manager, if we use these particular tables, we are not able to understand Smith. We need to check this whole table. We need to check this table again. See, the Smith is working in department number 20. Department number 20 is in research and in Dallas. We are not able to take the research and Dallas from this particular table. It's not in one table. So we need to use the two tables for information. So this is how we are going to write. So inner join. So according to the on what condition we have to done, the on condition is 100%. The condition needs to be written, and in inner join and the on in a combination we need to use to get the inner join. Okay, instead of this we can actually write the query something like this also. So select all from EMP, and from EMP comma DEPT, where DEPT number equal to DEPT number. Now if you want data from two tables, now there will be some ambiguity here. If I write, see, the department number column name is the same as in the EMP and the DEPT. So I need to mention which is from which column. So I'm going to write like this: EMP.DEPT number equal to DEPT.DEPT number. Why I'm writing like this is because this is the table name on the left hand side, and on the right hand side of the decimal or the dot or the full stop, we are going to write the column name. So that is how we have wrote it, and now I'm going to execute this particular query. We are going to get the same thing. We can also write it as both the things are same, and the problem here in both of these cases is Here the column has been repeated. Now instead of using the column, we are going to use the next part. We are going to see it in the next part. That is nothing but the natural join, where I have missed to take the part in the slides. So how does this natural join work? So natural join works. I like this natural join very much. So I'm going to write it as select the here, as you can see. Now, okay, in this particular query, let me say you two or more points about this. Now we need data from two tables. So we are not using any kinds of joins. We are just using a comma, so that, and how it should be mapped. You are writing a condition using where. Okay, it's not on. We are using the condition where the select from where the SQL how the query has to be retrieved. So we can write it like this, and we can also write it like this, right? Now, the common column is being, we are mentioning it here, and in the same way we are mentioning it here too. And now for the natural join, we are going to write it as select all from emp. The syntax part is very easy, all are very much similar. Natural join dept, where we don't need to write where at all. It will see the common column itself and it will map it. For example, the person Blake is working in sales and he is in Chicago, right? So I'm going to run this. See, the DEPT number has been mapped. So the person Blake is working in Chicago and is in sales. So we are going to understand that there is mapping. Now the common column is being understood by itself. So the 30 number is in 30. So that is how it is going to be mapped, and we don't need to write any conditioner here. And natural join works in many ways. We can also write a condition such that now this natural join has been taken place, and in the same way we can write the condition here too on where also. Now for this natural join, I'm going to show you now where this people, for example, I want only the clerks in the natural join and the department and the location. Okay, now I want the clerks, right? So job equal to clerk. This is how we are going to write the query, and I'm going to run this. See, the clerks people on the natural join only, we are going to get this. So we can write the queries here also. There's nothing to worry, or you can use these queries very much. And the 17th and the 18th query, which I'm going to say you at the end of this class, after the joins part, you can practice this. You can practice these. I guess you can understand that we need to, as I said before, we need to take data from two particular tables, and that is possible in natural join and these joins. So I'm going to show you these, as I've not said you, as I've said you that I'm going to show you in the today's video. And I've shown you about this, and yes, left join. Now I'm going to say you about this particular left join, right join, and these joins. Now coming to this part, now I'm going to show you this table. Now if you observe these two tables, now the department number in this is the employee table, right? Now the department number in the employee table has 10, 20 and 30. Now why has been, there is nothing mentioned about the department number 40. Have you ever wondered? Have you ever observed properly? So whatever, actually this is the inner join that we are getting, right? So whenever we are writing the inner join, is there any relation, is there anything that is relating to department number 40? Answer is no. Or if you are doing it like this, are we getting anything about the number 40? The same data we are getting it. We are not getting anything about the day. So department number 40, we are not able to understand that the department number 40 exists at all, until and unless again we run this particular query. But we usually don't run this query every time, but we never run this query. In fact, select all from DEPT. the person who is working, for example, a new person came to handle this database for a particular company, and will he know that there is a department number 40 if he doesn't get these in natural joins and in this inner join? He will obviously he will not know that the department number 40 and its for operation exists. So there is a loss of data over here which can be covered by the outer joins. So until and unless he executes this particular query, you know about this query, right? It will just return what are all the operations are there. Okay, as we are not able to see this in when you're creating a database, this is how we are going to retrieve data. You know about this very well. So until and unless we are going to write this query in 13 and 14 lines, he is not able to understand that operations 40 exists. So instead of this loss of data, we are going to use the outer joins. So this is the third part, the outer join. Now there are three kinds of joins here. So the left outer join, right outer join, and full outer join. So now I'm going to show you the left outer join. Now this is how we are going to write it. I'm going to show you as it is very easy part. Select all from MP left outer join DEPT. Now this is not how I'm going to write it. Now with an example, I'm going to show you, as it is very easy to say it in an example, and other than if I'm going to show you in theory. So it is left outer join. You don't need to write any condition. Okay, I need to write a condition. Yeah, I need to write the condition here. I missed it. I missed the condition here. The condition is on emp.dept number equal to dept.dept number. So this is a condition that we have written it before. Only for the natural join, it will understand that the DEPT number is a common one. But when you are going to write these outer joins, there is a loss of data. So actually, now as that is, we are not able to get the data about the operations in department number 40. We are going to use these outer joins. So outer joins, we need to mention the condition. Only for the natural join, we don't need to mention any condition. Okay, now I'm going to run this query. Now, when you look at it properly, see, when there is a left outer join, so this is how it works. So actually there are, as you can understand, this is the department number. Okay, there are no employees. There are no employees working in the department number 40. So there is a loss of data and you are not able to get any data about it. So when we are taking a left outer join, so there is no loss of data. So now if we assume that this is on the left hand side and this is on the right hand side. Now how to remember this is on the left hand side and this is on the right hand side, which table is on the left hand and which table is on the right hand. Now whichever table we are going to write it on the left of this outer join thing, left of this outer join keyword, that is on the left, and which we are going to write it on right is nothing but the right. There is no confusion at all, but you need to understand the concept here. So that is the left outer join. So whichever table which has not been mapped before, means here the department number 40 has not been mapped. So that department number 40 will be mapped, and this is how we are going to get. Now since there are no particular persons working in these EMP number employees, so we are going to get these values as null. So that is what you are going to understand. And the main point is that in the outer joins, as there is no data about those particular things, as there is no mapping, we are going to get the null values over there. So that is how it works. And if it is in the right outer join, as the word says, and if you are getting clue from this, there is no employee with no department number, right? So I'm not going to show you the right outer join. So I'm going to write the same thing like this also. We can write it like this too. select. So another thing you need to understand here is, now first we are mentioning the department number, department table. So first we are going to get the department table things. Right. First, you are going to get the department table things, whichever the columns are there in the department table, department number, department name, and the location that is a part of the department table. So first, you are going to get those columns, and then you are going to get the remaining columns that are there in the employee. Now, again, this, as you can see here, this considers as two different columns. See, the department number and the department number is being repeated. Why is this being repeated? It is being compared that they should be equal, so there is no problem, but it is not able to understand that even appearing it, I mean even showing it once would be sufficient. So this is how it is going to execute it. Now I'm taking it all. Now in all the queries above, I'm taking all to display all the columns. If we don't want to display all the columns, we can also write it as just uh, emp number, for suppose emp number, and let me take, and location. Okay, now these are the two different columns in the two different emp number and location are from the two different columns in two different tables. So I'm just going to run this. You will able to understand. So the department number will not be repeated twice, obviously. See, employee number and the location has been shown. You can use it in any sort. So instead, I'm going to keep it like this only. Now coming to the right outer join. Now how this right outer join works is, the syntax is very much similar. There's nothing to worry about it. So right outer join, no, we are going to write it like this. So the department number, the department table has an extra thing, right? So as it needs to be displayed, as the extra data that is present in the department numbers should be displayed, we are going to write as right outer join. So the extra information in the right table will be displayed. Then it is right outer join. Right, very easy to understand. If extra information from the left should be displayed, then it is left outer join. If from the right should be displayed, it is a right outer join. Right. On again we need to write the condition. The condition is the same. emp.dept number equal to emp.dapt.dept number. So again I'm going to run this. See, now the first we are going to get the emp columns, because we have written the emp first here. emp, these all are from the emp table, and again the mapping has been taken place, but again the mapping has been taken place according to the condition given here, why the DEPT number has been repeated as just before. And again what we need to understand here is, now as we have written, the extra thing that should be displayed in the DEPT number has been displayed, and all other columns, as there are no employees in that particular department number and the department name, which is in Boston, will be the null values. The null values here will be displayed by an hyphen. See here also, when you have observed here, the very first time, this in the Word document that I'm showing it to you here, you can understand that these are all the null values. Here for the Jones, his commission is 0. So it's not 0, it is null. See, these Smith has a commission of 0, but the Jones person has a commission as null. Blake person has a commission as null. I said you about the null values, right? So these are all the null values here, and they are not zeros. There is a difference between the null values and zeros. Now, how would they be considered also? I guess I have completed that in one of the days. So I'm sure I have completed that. So yeah, you must have understood. And these values will be considered as null for support. Well, null would be considered as null. So, and whatever that would be considered as null would be given as hyphens, right? So that is how it is going to be treated. Now actually, now just as you remember, these are 14 rows, there are 14 employees. Now there are 15 things because there is a extra thing, that is this operations and research, and there is no loss of data. Okay, now you have understood about the left outer join, right outer join, and there is something known as full outer join. Now full outer join works as, now to show you the full outer join, let me insert another. Now these are all the temporary relations. Remember, every join is just a temporary relation, and there would be no change in the database, in the schema, or anything else. This is just a temporary relation based on a particular mapping that we are doing, on a particular condition that we are doing. It is just a temporary relation and there would be no changes at all. You need to remember this point as this is very important. Many think that there would be changes in the database, in the columns, in the data, on the tables, okay, on the relations. No, it won't happen like that. Now, coming to, I want to insert the table. I want to insert a employee in this particular person. Now, uh, now let me add an employee. Insert into emp values. First emp number, which is a four digits. Now let me write it as 79. Okay, 7936. As my name is Abhiram, I'm going to write it as Abhiram here. And this is a var character. So Abhiram, and job is, let me write it as vice president for suppose. This is just for fun because I need an extra column here. I want an extra row that should be added, so that which hasn't been mapped in the before thing. Now salary, let me take my salary as I'm the vice president, I should be the highest, right? So 6,000, and my commission would be 2,000, and the department number should be 50. But actually I should get an error over here, as I've written a foreign key constraint over here. I guess I'll get an error, so let me just check. I'm going to insert these values. So there is an okay, so there are more number of characters here. So instead of, I'm going to write my name as, okay, let me write it as underscore president. There are more than 14 characters, so that is what error I'm getting. See, integrity constraint. About this parent key not founded, it means that there would be a problem in the mapping as there is a foreign key constraint. Now, if you remember, there is a foreign key constraint. Now, this is the first table that we have created, and this is the second table we have created. DEPT number is the first table we have created. Here, when you are entering the data, there was a foreign key constraint with this department number and this department number. And if we write now, the department number 50 wasn't mentioned in this table. So when I'm going to write the department number 50, when I'm trying to insert the value in department number 50, I'm getting an error that it is not present here. So you cannot have the department number 50. So instead, let me write department number, but if I write 40, okay, let me write 40. I'm going to run this. So one row has been inserted. So again, I'm going to run this for your understanding now. So Abhiram is the underscore president. His salary of 6,000, commission is 2,000. This row has been, and again, because that data has been mapped, this is how it works, right? My name is Abhiram. Now this is the new one which has not been actually here. But if I don't write this particular thing, if I remove this particular row, See, I can, you know how to delete or write. You can write delete, uh, delete from where. See, I'm going to delete this row. Delete from emp where ename equal to Abhiram. Right. So I'm going to run this query and it will be showed to you. So I wrote the name wrong. See, one row has been deleted, and then again it will, when you are going to write the right outer join, you are going to get it like this. Now in the left outer join, the reason behind I shown you this is, if there are employees, we are going to get the details of the employees. If there are no employees with that particular name, as there will be no loss of data, the people with the department number 40 will be shown here. The employees, as there are no employees, there will be a null values over here. So that is what you need to understand. Okay. Now, if there are employees, the employees will be displayed. If there are no employees, the employees won't be displayed. Now again, now I'm going to say you about the full outer join. Now what is full outer join? Now here in the, you need to understand that now in the right outer join, in the right, for example, okay, as we started with left outer join, now whichever, where is it? Yeah, left outer join. Now there is an extra row where it hasn't been mapped here. So the extra information here has been displayed in the left outer join. Right. Now, if there are columns in the MP table which haven't been mapped to the department number, as here we have a foreign key constraint, that is not possible. But in some cases, it is possible. So, even in the right table, even in the table that we are going to write it on the, that we are going to write in the right side, there might there may not have a foreign key constraint. Right. So, if there are no, now we can't get data about the EMP, right? We are going now in the left outer join or in the right outer join. What we are getting here is just the information that hasn't been mapped in the other table. Only from the extra information, only from the one table that we are getting it. In the full outer join, whichever columns haven't been mapped, okay, whichever columns haven't been mapped, those will be mapped, those will be mapped and shown to us from the two tables. Now to show the this particular full outer join, I'm going to take another database, right? So this is the data. I haven't inserted this data into this things. So this is how it is going to work. For example, this is the first table and this is the second table. When I'm going to click on the full outer join, now here the customer's name is Alfred's, right? The Alfred's has the postal code of 12209. Now the postal code is nothing but the order ID here. So now, okay, the order ID, right? Yeah, okay. Now the common column here is, okay, okay, Hemant, sorry. Now the common column here in these both tables. Now this is the database. Now this is the persons who have ordered something on the online shopping website, and these are the persons who are employees in that particular company who are going to deliver those particular things, who are going to deliver those objects. So here are the two tables, and the common column in these both tables is nothing but the customer ID, right? So that is the same column name. Now the person Anna Trujillo Empress has the customer ID too. Now again 1 and 3 haven't been mentioned at all. Right. So Alfred's now the customer ID 1 and about the customer ID 3, we're not getting any values. Right. So that is a problem. Okay, one has been mapped, and the other two, the person customer ID 1 and customer ID 3 hasn't been mapped. And again, here customer ID 2 and customer ID 2 has been mapped. 37 and 77 hasn't been mapped. Whoever has booked that data is lost when you're going to use the inner join and the natural join. So we have started using the outer joins. Now in these outer joins, when we have used the full outer join, now we are going to get the data about this particular table which haven't been mentioned here, and with in this particular table the data which hasn't been mentioned here. So this is how we are going to get if we are using the full outer join. See the person with 10309, the order number 10309, the customer ID number 37. The customer ID number 37 has no name. Here in this table has no name, so we are getting a null value. So if there is no data about that particular row, we are going to get the null values. I guess you have understood this part from the left outer join and the right outer join. Right. In the same way 10310. So 10310 and 10319. So we are getting the null values in the customer ID. Now again the two customer ID 2 has been mapped. Right. So again about the customer ID 1, that the order ID is not been mentioned in this particular table. So this order here null, and again this second person, this person Anna Trujillo, that person is order ID is mentioned here. So that particular order ID will be coming. And here again Antonio Moreno Taqueria, again this value is null because this hasn't been mapped. You need to understand that. See, I have kept a Venn diagram, but I haven't used it all. That's my mistake. Now coming to the left join, I guess you have understood how to write the table. Now how to use these left joins and where to use these joins. Now coming to the left join, this join returns all the rows of the table on the left hand side and matching rows for the table on the right hand side of the join. Now I guess you have understood. Okay, let me keep this like this. Let me keep it half screen so that so that you can easily understand. Right. So here, yeah, I kept it half screen. Now where is my left outer join? Yeah, this is my left outer join. So the when we are executing this query, see, so all the columns in the table A are being mentioned here. See, all the columns in the table A means in the left hand side of this particular keyword will be shown, and one which is on the right hand side, which is common to the both, will be shown, and and which is present in the table B will not be shown. See, this has not been colored in the same way. If you are able to understand the Venn diagram, this is very much easy to understand. And we are going to use this inner join. Only the common part will be displayed. Right. Only the common part will be displayed, and nothing of the table A which is not common to the table B will not be shown to us. Right. So this is about the left outer join. We are going to write it as left outer join itself. So see the syntax. I have understood the syntax. Now, if there is no ambiguity, we don't need to mention the table name. If there is any ambiguity, we need to mention the table name. As I said here, now the department number is common in both, so we have written the table name and then the column name, right? Table name dot column name, so that the computer can easily understand, and there is no ambiguity. And if I don't mention these, see, you will get the error as there is some ambiguity. So please mention the columns properly. See, column ambiguously defined. So it needs to be understood that we need to write from which table the data has to be acquired, right? Which table it has to be mapped. This is about the left join, and this is about the right join. From the table, now this is the right outer join. In the department table, whichever, I mean, this is on the right hand side, right? So whichever it has been extra, whichever the whole about the data table B will be shown to us. Now the right join is similar to the left join. This join returns all the rows of the tables on the right side of the join and matching rows for the table on the left hand side of the join. The rows for which is on the no matching row on the left hand side, the result will contain a null set. As you can understand, we are getting null values, right? That is what has been mentioned here. See, null values here. So that is what we have mentioned. We can use right outer join instead of right join. Both are same. You can, you can not write this outer part also. And in the same way for left outer join also, I am used to write the outer keyword here because it is a part of the outer join. I'm used to write it like this. You can write it in both the ways, right? And this is about the full outer join. Now, as you can understand, if there is full outer join, what is a plus point? The one that is on the left hand side and the one that is on the right hand side, both are coming with null values according to them, according to the columns, according to the tables which have been mapped and which haven't been mapped, we are getting the null values. So this is how the Venn diagram has been represented. Every data that is possible in the table A and in the table B has been mentioned. So you are going to write it as full. You can write it as full outer join or full join also. Now this creates an result set by combining this result of both left join and right join, because it is showing this part and this part. So both parts we are covering. So it is combining result of left join and right join. This will contain all the rows from both the tables. The rows of which there is no matching, the result set will contain null values. This is very self-explanatory, and as I've shown you the examples in this particular slide, right? And on the table matching, we are going to write the this thing also. So the only thing where we are not going to write the condition, it will understand itself, is nothing but the natural join, right? That is nothing but the natural join. Then right. So you have table 1, table 2, table 3. This is nothing but the scale or the on how you need to understand, right? Now coming to the next part is nothing but the views. Views is the second topic for the day. Now views in SQL are a kind of virtual tables. These are also the joins are virtual relations and views are a virtual tables. Now a view has rows and columns as they are in a real table in the database. Now we can create a view by selecting fields from one or more tables present in the database. A view can either have all the rows of a table or specific rows based on a certain condition. Now this part, creating views. Now we can create view using a create view statement, right? A view can be created from a single table or multiple tables. Okay, so create view, name as, uh, now the create view, this is the syntax we are going to write as. Now the select column 1 and column 2 from table name where condition. Okay, and we are going to retrieve whenever we want to see the data directly, we can write For example, every time we are writing select all from emp. Okay, now for example, I like this particular query. Okay, let me end this comment. And now I like this particular, I usually like this particular thing because you can see all the data in one go, right? So I like this query, select all from emp. So I like this particular query. So I every time, instead of writing these 4 words or 3 words and one symbol, I want to make it as a view. So we can use this view. Now we can particularly use this view when there are now when there are only some people need to view this in this particular way, then we are going to use views. Now coming to the syntax of the views, now this is syntax of the view, right? Now I like this particular thing. Now as I said here, I like this thing. So we are going to write it as create view. Now after creating view, now create view, and we are going to write the view name here. Now let me write view name as, you need to be professional, so let me write it as just view will be a keyword, right? So I'm going to write it as my view. Okay, I'm just going to write it like this, as. Okay, so now the view will be created. See, view has been created. We got this thing, and now we are going to run this thing. Select my underscore view. Now actually we are going to write this as select all. Now this is select all from, we are going to write the view name over here. Till now in the from clause we have written the table name. For this particular thing we are going to write it as my view. So I'm copying my view and I'm pasting it here. So I'm going to run this. So when you are going to run this, we are going to get select all from emp. So let us check. So we are getting select all from emp. This is how the views have to be selected. Now we can write the complex query. Now we can write the complex queries too. Now, as yesterday I have not said you about the 17th and the 18th queries, I'm going to show you about them. And at the end, we are also let us check about those. We are going to use the 17th and the 18th queries using these joins. And with these joins, now let us create a view and then again check for them. Just for an example on how these views work, as I've shown you only one example. Right. Now, now this database is already running. So the 17th question, we need the details of the employees along with the department number and the location. Okay, so let me write select all. Okay, select all from. Okay, we don't know what joint we require here. Working under accounting and research. Okay, if there are accounting and research, it means it is the department name. Okay, so from department, the what is column name? D name, right? Okay, let me check. I'm not sure about the column name here. So let me write it as select all from DEPT. Now I'm going to run this for just the column name. The column name is DEPT name. So Okay, so from DEPT, where first where DEPT name equal to, as it is a string or varchar character, I'm going to write it as accounting. It can be accounting or research, both cannot be there. So we are going to write it as an or condition. So DEPT name equal to research. So from DEPT, now is there any other condition that we need to check out? Working under in the ascending order of the department numbers. Okay, in the ascending order of the department number. So ascending any order, we are going to write it like this: order by and department number, right? So DEPT number, ASC you can write, or without writing ASC also you can run. So we are not used any join here. Now I want to use natural join, as there will be no repetition of columns, and we don't need to write any condition using the on keyword. Okay, so from EMP natural join DEPT. So this is how we have written it. I'm going to run this. See, the accounting and research people who have been there are only people working in the department number 10. Again, you can check here. Okay, people working in accounting or research means 10 and 20. Now, who are accounting and research, right? People working in department number 10 and people working in the department number 20, we need to get them. So that is how we have got them, right? So there are 3 people working like this, right? Did we get everything? The D name and the location. Now details of the employees. Yes, that is how we are going to write that query. And now this query lists the EMP number, e-name, salary, and the department name of all the manager and analyst working in New York and Dallas. Now for this query, now we need the department name. Okay, we need all these things. So I'm going to copy these. Now I'm going to write this query as select these column names, right, from EMP natural join DEPT. Now we can use natural joins as it is easy for me, and the department number will be mapped. There will be no 2 columns, right? So actually, okay, in the previous thing we have got only about the department name of only accounting and not the department research. So that is a mistake that I have done. There is some problem that okay, let me write it like this. I'm going to write like this. String not okay. No, I didn't complete this here. Yeah. Run. I'm still getting people of only accounting. So I'll get back with this query again. Now for this select EMP number ename from EMP natural join, and the manager and the analyst of all the managers and the analyst. So the manager and the analyst means where we need job, right? So we need job in, so we need to check in more than one, right? So we are going to write like this: manager comma analyst, and not or, it's an and condition. They are working in New York or Dallas, means should be in location in New York comma Dallas. So this is how we are going to write this query, and I'm going to run this. I'm missing a right parenthesis somewhere. So I'm missing a right parenthesis somewhere. So this is how we are going to write the query. Now instead, missing a right parenthesis here. I'm not sure why I'm getting this error. Now, for example, let me select all. Now, even if the query is wrong, we are going to get the data. We are getting the same error. Now, instead of this and, let me remove this. Again, we need to debug about the problem. Okay. Now, okay. Let me write this query like this. If this works, this is the way we need to write. So this is the way we need to write. The people working in Dallas. Now actually, now the other thing that I need to write is and location in, as I written before, New York and Dallas. So this is how we are going to write it again, and again we are going to get only one particular row here. So either that should be in either New York or Dallas. So this is how it works. Okay. That's it for today, guys. Let's meet tomorrow again. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to fill the attendance form, which is posted in the chat box and even in the description. Join all the groups all the links that are in the description below. Thank you.